On a rain-black November night, Mara Venn drove the last mile to Sable Ridge, a deserted town on the edge of the pines, to interview the only surviving detective from a murder case that had broken the state 40 years before. The town smelled of wet cedar, old brick, and the faint metallic stink of dead radios. Every window was dark except for the sheriff's office, where a yellow bulb buzzed over a desk stacked with archived evidence boxes. Detective Elias Crow sat behind it, old and thin as a bent nail, his eyes fixed on a small tape recorder that clicked softly in the silence. "You want the truth," he said, "not the story they aired." Mara was a true crime producer. She had come for the legend of the Hollow Men murders. 4 bodies found in a shuttered broadcast station, all with their wrists tied in the old manners of the county's riverfolk, all faces turned toward a dead radio tower as if someone had called them there. Officially, it was the work of a drifter who was later shot during arrest. Crow placed a reel-to-reel tape on the desk. "We never found the drifter," he whispered. "We found the voice." The tape hissed, then filled the room with a man's slurred breathing, and a childlike tune whistled off key. Beneath it came a second sound, 3 knocks, then a woman speaking in a flat, machine-clean voice. "Do not listen when it finishes." Mara laughed nervously. "A prank?" Crow didn't answer. He opened a case file and showed her photographs from the station basement. In each, the wall behind the bodies had been painted with a symbol, a looped circle around a black eye. "Old local folklore," he said. "The river people called it the listening sign. It marked places where the dead could borrow the living." At 2:13 a.m., the sheriff's office lights flickered out. In the dark, the tape kept playing. Mara heard her own name. Not as a voice, as a thought spoken aloud. The recorder clicked to the end. Then a second tape started by itself. She could hear cars on a wet road, a door opening, a man begging someone to stay calm. Then Crow gasped beside her, as if an invisible fist had closed around his throat. "Don't let it repeat," he said. "That's how it follows." The yellow bulb burst overhead, filling the room with sparks. For one brief second, Mara saw the wall behind Crow. The listening sign was there, freshly painted, wet as if it had just been traced by a finger. Then she understood the terrible twist. The case wasn't 40 years old. It was happening again. The tape recorded everything that came after: her footsteps, her breathing, her scream. And beneath it all, patient as a tide, the voice from the dark saying, "Broadcast begins now."